Good morning, everyone. There was some little problem with the webcam, so I can't show you something. I'm very sorry, but I have the slides, and okay, the presentation is going on. First of all, I want to thank you, everybody, to be here connected and listening to the webinar. We are today announcing a new product line, the active power stations. And so thank you twice to be here connected with us. I wish you all to be safe. Okay, just a little history. In 2016, we developed the smart power module system. Is a completely new way to think about PoE devices with remote control and all the protection that PoE needs. Then in 2018, we invented the GigaSync. The GigaSync is a new way to think about PoE. Again, it's completely new in the market and supports Cambium Sync and Canopy Sync. In 2020, we want to show you another product that is a rectifier, a battery charger, an isolated DC-DC converter, and a remote controller. So a rectifier up to 2,400 watts AC or DC input and 54 volts telecom standard. Then a battery charger, variable charging current up to 10 amps, up to 50 amps discharge, lead acid and lithium battery, 48 volts, standard telecom. An isolated DC-DC converter with adjustable output voltage and protection against short circuit, overcurrent protection, and so on. And of course, multi-port. So many devices connected. And finally, a remote controller for monitoring, alarm management, and automation. So a rectifier, a battery charger, an isolated DC-DC converter, and remote controller. And all of this in a word is an UPS. And I know you don't want another UPS. We are promoting a brand new product, so not a new PS. Just a little history and a little look at the market. We have battery power strips. In the market, you can find it easily. The input and the output is 110, 220 volts, but it's offline, constant charging. So the battery is not directly connected to the output. and it requires long switching time to pass from the AC to the DC source. Then the UPS. Of course, there are a lot of very beautiful UPSs in the market. So the input and the output is still 110, 220 volts, and it's online. They are online, so the battery is always connected to the load applied, and it reflects in an unpredictable electric range. So the autonomy, you really can't understand what exactly is the autonomy of the system before you really need it. Then, of course, we have some smart solution. Smart solutions are, of course, cheap, but bulky. It's difficult to maintain these kind of systems, and of course it's a do-it-yourself system, and maybe you don't want, again, a do-it-yourself system. There are also power stations, and of course these are beautiful, but the technology is outdated. They are hard to configure. It's very tricky and it's very complex to configure all the parameters, and there are very poor output control. So today, 9DOT is going to present a brand new active power station solution. So a rectifier, a battery charger, an isolated DC-DC converter, and a remote controller, but in just one unit. And we call it the Encore. Let's talk about some physics. Okay, this is the Ohm's law. In this picture, you can see a poor guy amp, the green one, is trying to pass through this little pipe, but Volt is trying to push him through this pipe, but there is another bad guy, Ohm, that is trying to make the pipe tighter and tighter. So it's very difficult for Volt to push amp through the pipe. What does it mean? It means that if you need a lot of amps, a lot of power to go through your pipes, of course, your power stations, you can raise up your voltage. But if you have an high resistance in the system, it means that the system is absolutely not efficient. We thought that the right way to construct a system like this is to implement an ideal current flow. In ideal current flow, there's no voltage drop from the input to the output, and the efficiency is very improved. And of course, there is a very high speed control on the switching. What about the battery charger? We have online and offline battery charger. Regarding temperature, the offline technology is better because, of course, there are few converters in the system, so it's better for temperature. But the reaction time, it's better on the online system because, of course, the battery is there connected to your loads exactly when you need it. But reliability, efficiency, and battery life are, of course, better in the offline technology, in the offline battery charger. Diagnostic is better in the online because the battery is exactly where you need it, and you can monitor every parameter every time during the normal exercise of the battery life. In the Anchor, we thought that there is another way to do this, and we call it instant on. Is another way. The battery is connected to the system exactly when you need it and instantly. It maximizes efficiency. It's super fast switch from battery to line, line to battery, and the reliability is absolutely maximized. There is a continuous monitoring on the battery and all the parameters of the battery. And what is its electric range? So the autonomy of the system when you need it, which is, of course, is necessary to simulate the real battery life. The Anchor is able to schedule full discharge and charge battery cycles during which the electric range is monitored and carefully measured, so the battery efficiency and the autonomy is absolutely so carefully measured that you can predict which is the right autonomy of the system, and it's very, very important. Of course, it's a question of priority, you know? This guy meets his girlfriend, and when she jumps into the basket, the balloon starts falling down because there's too weight on the basket. But our friend is very smart, is clever, and he knows that if he leaves some non-essential weight out of the basket, everything will be fine. And now they are happy. In the Anchor, we developed a dynamic charge technology. The charge speed is dynamically regulated to ensure that all your devices are correctly functioning all the ways. We also have a priority loads. This means that each port has its own priority index, and if it is necessary, the system can turn off non-essential devices. The battery charger has its own priority index. So if you want to put the charging, the battery charging in a different position in the order of priority, you can. The Anchor works with two main modes, reactive mode and proactive mode. In reactive mode, the priority is applied to the load. And in case there is not enough power to power all your devices, the Anchor will turn off the devices in order of priority. In proactive mode, only always on ports remain active, and the other ports are all switched off, maximizing the autonomy. And what about output voltage? What you need, 12, 24, 48, 54? Well, It's variable. You can set by software, select by software, the output voltage in the adjustable module. It can be 29, 48, and 54 volts. Also, 12 volts is available for the output. And of course, it's easy. It's easy because it must be simple to use. We don't want you to fight against a complex user interface. We develop a graphic user interface, very simple to use, and all the information are exactly where you want to find them. So the anchor with the ideal current flow, instant online, battery life simulation, dynamic charge, priority loads, reactive and proactive mode, variable output voltage, and simple to use. It's it. And of course, it's red. Do you like it? The Anchor has 3 input slots up to 2,400 watts, 3 input module up to 800 watt each, AC, DC, or DC module available. But you can add one of one type and 2 of the other type, not a problem. The charger also, it's module. It can charge lead acid and lithium battery, and the current can be 1, 5, 10 amps. And 5 output slots. The slots, each slot has 4 ports, up to 20 ports maximum for all the system. Each port, of course, is protected against short circuit and can be enabled remotely. So software for everything. Here we have the Anchor. It's composed by a base unit, as you can see, battery charger modules, out modules. We have 3 out modules, the fixed one, the adjustable one, and for 29, 48, and 54 volts out, and the 12 volt. And of course, the common module. Every module is hot swappable. So you can add it, remove it when you want. We also have a light version. It's only 1 rack unit for the Anchor light. 2 input slots, 1,600 watts. Inputs module are the same as the Anchor, so up to 800 watts, AC, DC, and DC modules available. The charger is the same, lead acid and lithium battery, and a variable charging current, 1, 5, 10 amps. 8 ports. Each port is protected against short circuit and can be enabled by software remotely. And every parameter is exactly where you need it. Here we have the base unit with 2 slots for AC, DC, and DC modules, 8 out connectors, battery connectors, Ethernet connector on the rear, and non-blocking redundant fans. The fans works not simultaneously to grant the better approach to the airflow inside the units. And it's gorgeous, gorgeous web interface that I will show you right now. So the Anchor light, and I'm so sorry that my webcam isn't working because I can't show you the anchor bot, that is a 1 rack unit, 450 watts lithium battery, 1 unit, exactly the same as the anchor light, and you can see, and you can power all your devices through battery, lithium battery. Okay, let's have a look. Let's have a look at the web interface so I can show you. Oh, great! Now the webcam is working. So finally, I can show you everything, and I'm so happy about it. And you can see me finally. Thank you, thank you. So have a look at this product. Have a look at this product. You want to see them? Yeah, these are the products. Have a look here. We have the Anchor with its module, hot swappable modules, the common module, the battery module, and the AC DC rectifier here, and the Anchor light here, this one, okay, and the battery. This is a 1 rack unit battery up to 450 watts, okay, and the battery connected. As you can see, it's right here. So this is the anchor on the top, the anchor light in the middle, and the battery, the anchor bot on the bottom. So do you want to see them working? I hope so. I have a little presentation for you. Here we have the anchor light, and the battery module here. And here on the top, we have 2 electronic loads, okay? As you can see, they show the tension, the voltage, so 54, 52, okay? There is some load applied to the system. This one is a non-fixed module, so the output voltage is the one of the system. The battery, of course, if there is the battery, or the AC/DC, so the rectifiers. And here you have the web interface. As you can see, this is the Anchor. We have 3 input modules on the right. You can see it on the right in the dashboard. Input module 1, 2, and 3. The voltage and the amperes, so the load, are there where you need them to be. As you can see, the flow of the current is from the input module to the battery. We are charging the battery, and the battery is going to the output, because now we are in this situation. And on the left, you have the common module on the left and the output module. We have 3 output modules connected. I can remove one of these. As you can see, it's hot swappable. So now the output module 1 will become inactive, and the system show me that there is no more output module. Yeah. And if I put it on again, here we have the output module again, hot swappable. Just have a look. In the dashboard, we have all the information we need the input rate voltage, the output rate voltage, the total load, the fan status, and so on. Then let's have a look at the input module. The AC is present, DC it's okay, temperature it's okay, the load is there. The load becomes, it's green if the load is up to 50%, then it becomes yellow, and then red, showing you that there is a variation on the load. Input 1, input 2, and input 3. And you can monitor every parameter here. So then we have the charger. The battery charger shows you the charging voltage, the charging current, and we can, of course, change the charge current. Or we can put it at 10 amps, but the battery is quite charging now, so we can't charge it up to 10 because the curve of the charging now is decreasing. Of course, I can change another or shutting it off. Then we can set the thermistor, the external transistor, reset the charger calibration, and so on, and make a full discharge battery cycle. The information of the battery is on the bottom. This is a lithium, and the capacity is connected right now, so the capacity is not the correct one. We need a full discharge and recharge cycle to verify which is exactly the capacity of the battery. Then, in the COMAL module, we have all the license, the network information. We can decide the priority, make a battery test schedule, and have a look at all the logs of the system. And in the output module, we have the ports. The voltage is here. This module is a standard module. It's an out module, so you can't decide the output voltage, but I can shut down the port, for example. Here we have the LED becomes red, the power is not applied to the load, and I can make a power cycle, make the port blinking so you know which is the one I selected, and start the port again. Here we have. In the adjustable output module, we can, of course, decide which is the output voltage. So we can decide to set a different output voltage, 29 volts, for example. And here we have 29 volts in the load and on the module, 30, 29, 30, it's okay. And the load applied to each port. Very simple, very simple. The system has, of course, SNMP, web interface, command line interface, and you can remove every module this way. And in case you need, there is a little tool to remove connectors like this. Oh, it's very easy. Let's go to battery. Okay, everything is working. We are going on battery now. The battery is powering the anchor light here and the anchor on the top. I can turn it on again. I can remove an AC/DC converter rectifier right like this, every module like this. Okay, all is hot swappable. Okay, so do you like it? I hope so. All the information here, every log, and the dashboard. Here we have. Okay, so I hope you like it. If you have any question, please write me and I will answer your question. We have a question here. I see a battery charger, but I'm curious if the system run off of the battery is AC fails. Well, okay, Thomas, the simulation is here. I shut the AC out, I shut down the AC, and now the system is working on battery. And the load in the battery now is much more. Okay, I'll turn it on. Okay, the maximum power you can apply to the system is 50 amps. Okay, so very high power, and there are no fuse on the anchor. No need to have fuse. Of course, we have a circuit breaker for safety, but it's only a circuit breaker with no need to have fuses. Only the battery module, the anchor butt, has 3 fuses for 3 lines, for 3 strips of battery inside. So in case one cell is not working correctly, the fuse breaks and the other 2 will continue working in the normal way. In the light, the outputs are adjustable. Yes, of course they are. We decided to divide all the ports in 3 groups. The first 2 ports, the second 2, and the 5, 6, 7, and 8 port. The last 4 ports are fixed, so it's not possible to decide the output voltage. You can add during the order an expansion module for the anchor light for the first port and the second port. And you can decide to have, for example, an adjustable module for the first 2 ports and a fixed 12 volts on the second 2 ports, or adjustable for the first one group, adjustable for the second group, and fixed for the third group. So you can have 29 volts, 48 and 54 on the other ports. Historical data, of course, are showed in the graphic user interface. If you need a historical point of view of your system, you can use SNMP. Through SNMP, you can fully configure your system, obtain all the parameters of the system, and store it or store them in a database. So SNMP is, in our point of view, the best way to store all the information. And of course, all the alarms are sent through SNMP to your monitoring system. Well, plants usually have max power of about 50 amps. Okay, the system can handle up to 50 amps at 56 volts, of course. This is the maximum for the Encore. If you need more, you can add another anchor, of course. But we can make a bigger system, but by now we think the Anchor is absolutely a very big power station, of course. But we can use this kind of technology we developed for the Anchor for every kind of power supplies, for other power stations, of course. Can we use Anchor without battery and battery charger? Yes, of course. Of course you can. Simply disconnect the battery and remove the battery charger. If you need it in a future, maybe just add, connect the battery, and you have it. That's all. It's so simple. No, the max charge power, the max charge is 10 amps, but the discharge from the battery can be up to 50 amps. So the battery can handle up to 2,400 watts for the whole system. So you can plug a very big battery. The battery charging speed is up to 10 amps, but you can discharge all your battery capacity up to 50 amps. Okay. No more question? Any questions so far? So, wow. The question is that how can I buy it? And it's the best question for sure. Of course. And price is another question. And this is the best question for us. Today, today, now I show you the last slide. Today, we would like to promote this product, and for all the orders that will come till the end of the May, we will make a 10% discount for pre-orders, and orders will be delivered on June. So please ask your distributor for price list. They are the right person who asked for, and don't hesitate to contact us for any further assistance, any further information about the products. If you have questions, please feel free to contact us, and ask your distributors about price list and about configuration. They are waiting you to and your pre-orders. Okay, 10% discount for the pre-orders arriving this month. So it was a really pleasure to have you here today. I'm so proud to be here with you. And oh, there is another question. So if you have a question before I end the presentation. The FCC, there's a question asking for the approval for the US. The FCC certification is it's coming, so we are ready to sell also in the US with FCC certification, CE of course certifications, and everything you need. Also the red certification. Why the red certification? Because there is a small wireless interface inside the anchor. That's why you can go to your installation site, take your phone out of your pocket, and configure the anchor right there without the need to connect to Ethernet cable or to put your laptop out of the bag. Okay, just take your phone and configure your anchor. So, no questions more. I'm very happy again. I really want you to make orders. And thank you very much. And thank you again. Bye.